Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday morning here in Dallas, Texas with Michael and Elisa Merritt, the Merritts. It's Tear It Up Thursday. We've been with you all week making videos. We're doing it again today. We're going to do it again tomorrow. We've got the week off and we're spending it together and we're making videos for you. We're going to make a podcast later today as well. So everything that you're going to hear is going to be expanded on in the podcast that we make later today. So we highly encourage you to check out our podcast later on. It will be the last podcast of the year, Born to Succeed with Michael and Elisa Merritt. We want to thank you for being here with us today. We know it's yucky and rainy outside. It's the last day of the year, guys, so let's pump it up. We're going to tear it up today. Tear it up Thursday. I'm going to give you Miss Elisa to get us started.
So I want to talk to you guys about a time that a pastor, one of our pastors, his sermon was on getting rid of the negative and getting rid of the past and letting go and letting God. And so what I did is, and I want you to think, if you don't have time right now listening to the podcast, you're at work or you're in the car, then you can think about it. But I really want you, when you're at home and you can take a minute to yourself, I want you to go through the podcast again and go through these things and really just let it go and keep moving forward. So what I want to talk about is I want you to think about something that has given you pain, anger. What do I have there? Wrongdoings. What are some situations that you had, these circumstances? Think about them. Feel the feelings if you want to, and then tear it up and let it go. Okay? Worry, hurt. What are some stories? What are some situations? Tear it up. Let it go. Another one. It's big in the world right now. We don't know what's going on. Depression. Tear it up. You don't have to have it. Let it go. There's help. There's people that you can talk to. Fear. Anxiety. Things that we don't know what's happening in the world. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if the vaccine's going to work, if the vaccine is worth taking. We don't know what's going to happen in society with new president and all the changes that are going on. Fear and anxiety. Tear it up. You don't have to have it. You can trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will give you direction. He will give you peace and joy. And these things you don't have to have in life. What you do want is to be true, be you, and always love, right? Christ's law, as Mike said the other day, is love thy neighbor. So it's loving everyone, even people that have given you wrongdoings and hurt you and you don't think deserve forgiveness. They do, because you deserve forgiveness. Christ forgave you. You need to forgive yourself, and you need to move on. You need to keep the faith. Keep the hope, keep the love. And then write down some words. Your input equals your output. What you focus on is where your energy goes. And so what you want to do is put down some words. These are just some words that have changed my life. Forgiveness, love, reading, influence, servant, integrity, honesty, empathy, understanding, your mindset, listening, hearing and seeing. They're all different things. Faith, trust, what is your input? Having courage, and prayer works. So, what you do is you just get a little sticky and you just write it and you stick it up around your house, and they're just little positive things. Keep moving forward. You just write trust on one, and then think of stories that go with those loving words and focus on those stories, and not the stories where you made a mistake and where maybe you made the wrong choice, which maybe led you down the wrong path for a moment and only for a season, because every day is a new day. We want to renew our mind because it's the beginning of the year and it gives us encouragement and motivation and inspiration, but that really is every day. Just like Christmas is the day that Jesus was born and came to the earth, but every day we should love like Jesus and love our neighbor. And every day we work together. And no matter where you are, what part of life you're in, even if you're the one that's being gossiped about or someone's gossiping about you, just forgive them, for they don't know, right? Just like when Jesus was on the cross, He asked for forgiveness for the sinner, just for not knowing enough about Jesus' love not to behave that way. So I give you encouragement, hope, motivation, inspiration to start a new year with a new you and have a new lease on life.
Amen. Wow. How about that, guys? That's amazing. I can just stop right there. There's your sermon, all right? I'm just going to feed in one thing behind that, guys, and it is about input, what she just said. It's the last day of the year, and so I really want this to take place in your heart. We're going to have a podcast later on today, and we're going to talk way more about this, and I want you to please check that podcast out. It's our first year. We almost have 1,000 downloads. That's our goal. 1,000 plays in the first year. We started this thing up. We didn't even know what we were doing. We just started a podcast because God told us to take action. And that's what I'm going to tell you today. Take action and put input into yourself today better than you ever have before. I want you to think of this, guys. The word inspiration gets thrown around all the time. In the medical world, what inspiration means is that I'm taking a breath in. I inspire. Inspiration. I take a breath of fresh air. And then exhalation is when I exhale junk, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, all the junk that's in my lungs. And I want you to do that in your life. I want you to inhale good stuff. I want you to watch good stuff, listen to good stuff, be surrounded by positive people. Input is so important in your life. Get the negative out. We are gigantic magnets. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship or anything else. When I am positive, I attract positivity. Relationships. Things happen in my life. Why? Because I trust in God and I have faith and I'm positive, and boom, things happen. When I'm negative, just negative begets negative, and I just don't want that in my life. So I want you today to remember how important input is and how important your mind is. Just like Elisa said, your mindset. You have to have a positive mindset. A negative mindset will get you nowhere. A can't mentality, as Mr. Zig Ziglar said a long time ago, is a continuous attitude of negative thinking. Stinking thinking will get you nowhere, all right? We've got to take action. 2021 is a brand new year. Today is a brand new day. Yesterday really did end when you went to bed. Let's start anew. 2020 has been a crazy year. We're going to talk more about this in our podcast. Again, please join us later on. Born to Succeed with Michael and Elisa Merritt. But I'm going to tell you this, input equals output. So let's inspire. Let's get some fresh air into us today. And let's get that junk out, all right? As Elisa said, let's just make those affirmations. And it may sound crazy for you to say it, but do it. I am going to say it. I am going to forgive so-and-so, for I know they did me wrong, and there's nothing I can do about it, but I'm going to forgive them. I'm going to move in the right direction, for I know I've made bad decisions before in the past, but you know what? I'm going to make better decisions today and better decisions tomorrow. And one step at a time. It's really a cinch to move an inch. It's really hard to move a yard. 1% at a time, one step at a time. Input equals output. I want you to remember that. So I'm going to leave you with a few things that I wrote down. Starting today, I want you to replace one bad habit with a good habit. One bad habit. Whatever that bad habit, you pick a bad habit today and say, I'm going to replace this with a good habit.
And I just posted a January water drinking challenge on my page. So you can join that group, and that's a great thing, even if you just start with one thing of drinking water, more water.
There you go. Good. Second thing, I want you to create an action plan for diet and exercise. That goes right along with her challenge. We all need to drink more water every day. Back in the day, they used to tell us to drink 8-ounce glasses a day, which would be 64 ounces of water. Nowadays, they tell us to drink your weight in kilograms. You weigh 100 kilograms, you need to be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. All right? Drink more water. Number 3, create a daily routine. It starts with the Lord. Every morning, you have to have a morning routine. You can't fly to bed, hit the alarm, get dressed, get into traffic, get a cup of coffee before you roll out the door, and think that your day is going to start right. It has to start with my feet hitting the floor and saying, thank you, Lord, for giving me another day to be here, to serve others, and to love my wife, and to love my children, and to be able to make a difference in the world. And that's why you put me here, because that's why we all have a purpose. We're here on purpose for a purpose. What's yours? Be thankful for when you wake up in the morning. Not get up in the morning and go, oh my gosh, it's another day. How am I going to make it through today? I don't even know. Get up and be thankful. Psalm 118:24 says, "For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Be glad in it, all right? And then the fourth thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. Remember that you can do all things through God who strengthens you. Philippians 4:13 says it. I mean, there's so many verses, guys, that I could fall back to. James 1:19 says what? Be quick to listen, slow to respond, slow to be angry. There's so many verses that if you just start reading verses, guys, it will change your life. I know it has made a difference in my life, and it continues to every day. When I lean not on my own understanding, and I lean into God, and I say, I'm going to trust in you. Because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm supposed to be with this lady in the future. Where you're taking us, we don't know. Because, guys, our mind can't understand how magnificent God is. And where you and I may go, wow, we're going to grow and we're going to make this much money next year and we're going to be so big. Oh my gosh, we're going to reach so many people with our message. God's going, listen at them. They don't even realize that's like a tenth of what I'm going to let them do. Because I'm going to let them reach 1 billion people. So when Elisa and I are reaching 1 billion people, and we're looking back going, gosh, we just thought if we could reach 1 million people and spread the word. Oh my goodness, guys. It's about making a difference in the world. That's why we're here. What are you doing today? All right? That's from me. Input equals output. I say it all the time. Inspiration today. Exhalation. Let's get the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. And say it. Just profess it. I don't want to do that anymore. I am getting rid of this habit. I am starting this habit. 2021 is a brand new year. Everyone likes to start the new year with this excitement, guys, but let's do it all day. Let's do it every day. We should be excited. We're children of God. We are royalty. We should act like it. All right, Miss Elisa, wrap us up.
Yeah, I think that's great. And, it doesn't matter what your past is. Your future is what you make it, right? So the past is in the past. And anybody, if you watch our journey, you'll know and see that we didn't start here. This is what we have become by staying faithful and obedient and learning the Word of God and understanding more and being more mature in the Word. And then wanting to share it with everyone because we want everyone to have the same peace and joy that we hold every day, no matter what circumstances may come. And in today's world, there's some bad circumstances that can cross your path, but it's not everlasting. It's a season. And if you understand and live in faith, then you're not fearful of it, and you can be sad and disappointed, but it's not the end of the world. And there's more to come because you're still alive. And if you're still alive, you still have a purpose. And if you have a purpose, then you need to be serving it because you want to leave a legacy. And that's just, you want to leave it on to your kids. You want to leave the legacy of them, showing them coping mechanisms on how to get through these tough times because the world's changed. And as we're learning, we have to then teach our children, this is kind of what was important to us, but really, was that important? I mean, was it really that big of a deal if they had a prom or not? No, it shouldn't have caused any devastating effects to their life that they didn't have a prom. So, what are the real basics of life and what is really necessary and needed? And that's to love. Love, love, love. And we can't say it enough. And we appreciate everybody listening. And we hope that we've given you some words of wisdom, something to help your day, one person of encouragement. We know it brings us excitement, and so we hope it brings you the same excitement.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Well, I'm going to say one of the things, since she brought up the word seasons, I wanted to kind of expand on that for just a second. Remember, there are seasons every year, right? Spring, fall, winter, here we go, right? We have 4 seasons. Unless you live in Texas, right? Then we have either summer or winter, right? That's normally how it is. Texas, we don't have 4 seasons. But other people, they have spring and fall. But guys, you have seasons in life. And some of those seasons can be dark. They can be tough. You may think, this is it, man. This is it. Yeah. But then it comes back around, man. And the wintertime and the dark and dusky and rainy. And then all of a sudden the spring comes. And Elisa and I were just reading this in one of my Bible earlier. And it basically said, when the spring comes, here it comes. The sun comes and the flowers are blooming. And you thought, oh my gosh, the winter would never end. But here it is. Spring is here. And oh my goodness. And the sun is shining and the flowers are blooming. And look how beautiful it is. Boy, I didn't think I'd get out of that. Man, winter couldn't. It was long. Oh man, here we go. Life can seem like that sometimes. That's when you have to keep the faith. That's when you have to keep that positive mental attitude. That's when you have to read the Bible, read everything you can get your hands on. Good input. That's Zig Ziglar, motivation, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. I could go on and on. John Maxwell, Max Lucado, Joyce Meyer. I mean, so many people. Zig Ziglar's son, Tom Ziglar. You could go to Bob Bodine with Two Chairs. The Power of Who. The Winsome Way with Dan Snell. There's so many books, guys, that I could recommend to you right now. I'm just telling you, input equals output. All right, there's seasons of life, and we need to remember that.
Where's our one book that we were going to say that you need to buy?
Oh, yep. Go ahead.
One book that you need to get this year is, if you're just like, well, I don't know where to start in the Bible, and all that overwhelms me every time y'all talk about it. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Start here. Get this book. It's Zig Ziglar. What's it called there? Go ahead.
This is called The Daily Insights with Zig Ziglar. All right. And what this book is, guys, is it's a 1-year daily insight. When you open it up every single day, you're going to have a subject at the top. You're going to have a great lesson. You're going to have a verse to memorize. You're going to have questions down below. You're going to have quotes as well. And this could be from Zig Ziglar to Winston Churchill. There's always quotes at the bottom. But this is a 365 every single day start your day book. You get up, you open it up, you find the day. Here I go. Okay. I mean, every single day. It's not that much to read. It's one page. I'm telling you, this is going to change your life. I bought this book in January. I've been a huge Zig Ziglar fan my whole life. I bought this book in January. I have not missed any days in this book this year, and I can tell you that 365 days of enrichment, it changes your life, all right? And you guys hear me say it all the time. If you follow us at all, Psalm 118:24, for this day the Lord has made, let us rejoice and be glad in it. It's on the back, guys. It's on the back. That's why I memorized that verse. I've memorized several verses throughout the year with this book and reading the Bible, but that right there, how did I memorize it? Because every day I picked this book up and I went, it's the only verse on this book. So it's got to be important to Zig Ziglar and Dr. Ike to put it on the back of the book. So that's the first verse that I was just hard and heavy on memorizing, all right? So Daily Insights with Zig Ziglar, I'm telling you, 365, you just don't get a better guide to start your day. For me, I start my day with this. I literally walk in here, I grab this, I read this, then I go to my Bible app. I highly encourage that. Then I try to sit down every single morning after that moment, 2 chairs. If you haven't read the book by Bob Bodine, it's 2 chairs. I highly encourage you to read it. 2 chairs, one for you, one for God. Every morning you sit down. It's a 1-to-4 ratio. So in other words, I speak for 1 minute, he gets 4. If I talk for 2, then I'm going to be sitting down for 10 minutes. I'm going to talk for 2. I'm going to listen to God for 8. And I'm going to start my day. And when I start with this, and then my Bible app, and then I spend 10 minutes talking and listening to God, man, I'm telling you, your day is going to be so much different, guys. It's going to be so much different. He's going to tell you where to go. He's going to guide you. He's going to tell you what your day is going to be. And you're going to put on your armor, and you're like, I'm ready. I read my Zig stuff. I read the Bible app. I talked to God. I drank my coffee. Whew, man, I'm ready to hit the day now, all right? But if you get up 5 minutes before you got to go to work, you can never do that. And that's why we talked about morning routine just a little while ago. So I know I've gone on a little longer than I wanted to today. Last few days we've been doing minutes, and that's kind of what my spiel is always, Monday morning, motivational Michael, minutes, whatever. But today, it's about giving you a great message. It's the last day of the year, and we love you, and so we're speaking from our heart. Again, we're making a podcast on this later on. It's probably going to be an hour-long podcast. It's going to be the last one of the year. Guys, we love you. We want you to change your life, change your story, change your life. Listen, we appreciate every single one of you that listened to us. Elisa said that a minute ago, but I want to say it again. If you're listening to us, there's a reason that you're listening to us, and we appreciate you. And we know we talk about God a lot, and that may turn some people off, and we have no problem with that. I will not ever say that I'm going to pull back from that, because I never will. If someone approaches me and says, Mike, we'd love to have you as a speaker, but you got to hold back on some of that God stuff, I'm going to tell them that's not the place that I'm meant to speak. because I am a man of God and I'm going to preach His word. And so when we preach His word, I hope that you receive His word because He's given it to us to give to you. Okay?
Because He's made a difference in your life, right?
He's absolutely made a difference in my life. I wouldn't be where I am today without the Word of God. Back in 2007, when I turned my life back around after tragedy and triumph is now on the horizon, I feel like I have triumphed many times over and reinvented myself many times over. Because of why? Because of God. He takes me to the next path. Advanced medical training, we've been very successful as a medical training business. Why? Because of God. So when anybody asks me, how are you? I always say one thing, blessed. I'm blessed. I've had people say that to me many times. Mike, every time I see you, that's what you say. I'm blessed. Is there any other word that you can use besides I'm blessed? I'm like, not really. I mean, I could say I'm doing great, but that wouldn't be the right words. I'm blessed. I'm blessed by God, all right? So thank you for reminding me, Miss Elisa, about this because I do want everybody to get this guy. I'm telling you, this is what you need in your life. Start your morning routine, set the alarm, get up early. You need an hour. You need an hour. You're just going to have to figure it in, man. I'm telling you this. You got time in the day. Sleeping isn't going to get it. All right? Looking at that clock going, oh, I get one more hour of sleep or I can get up and start my day in a positive way. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to make a huge difference in your life. Spiritual, mental, physical. That's the way we got to live, guys. There's 7 spokes to that wheel, and we talk about them. We're going to talk about them more later, but spiritual, mental, physical. I'm going to wrap it up with Miss Elisa. Finish this up, Miss Elisa.
I'm going to let you go. I think we've given you a lot of stuff, and so, again, if you're not at home and you can go back and listen to it, listen to the pieces that you thought, oh, I need to remember that. Write it down, remember it, and use it as one of your pieces of armors of God is you have to have that shield of faith and that sword of the Word of God so that when the enemy does come and attack you of you're not good enough and depression and anxiety and all those things that we tore up today that are going to be no longer a part of your life because you're going to flip the switch, you're going to make the change and you're going to let it go. And so with those things, you're going to learn to live a different life. And so with those words, it's going to be your sword. And the enemy tries to attack you and you're going to use the sword and you're going to say, no, I'm going to trust in God. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why it's happening, but I'm going to trust in God and He's going to lead me the way and give me the words of wisdom and the understanding and the empathy to deal with it.
There you go.
So God bless everyone and be safe tonight. Hopefully, you hate to say don't travel. You hate to say don't get together. But be safe, be smart, and God bless.
There you go. Here's your words, guys. Write them down. Let go and let God, and your life will change, all right? Everyone have a blessed day. I hope you have an incredible New Year's Eve. Please be safe. If you're drinking, please be at home. Get a designated driver. Don't be out on the roads, all right? It's already dangerous enough with the rain and everything else. Please be safe today, guys. We love you. We're going to do a podcast later. I want you to check it out. Merritt Coaching Group, all right? If you haven't joined our group, join our group on Facebook. merrittcoachinggroup@gmail.com, merrittcoachinggroup.com. Born to Succeed with Michael and Elisa Merritt. Now, the last thing I want to say is this, guys. I want you to go to those and check them out. And like Elisa said, get a pen and a piece of paper because you're going to have some words of wisdom you're going to want to write down later on, all right? Subscribe to the podcast. Check us out later on. Check us out on YouTube as well. We got like 4 subscribers. Hey, we're growing. Well, we appreciate every one of you. And we know that these words are going to make a difference in your life. Y'all have an incredibly blessed day. From the Merritts, we love you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye.